Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, leaving a like, leaving a comment, or subscribing does help with the algorithm. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. It says technical analysis: why Bitcoin needs to clear 42,500 for hopes of a fresh rally. Looking around, it appears as if Bitcoin is at the point where it actually needs to move up above 4,400, so saith the people on the internet, in order for us to continue with the continuation of the bull run that we saw just a couple of months ago. A lot of movement is currently happening in the cryptocurrency market at the time of me making this video. Bitcoin and the rest of the market are actually in green, so it is a little nice to see, but there's definitely, you'll see the mixture and attitudes between the current cryptocurrency news at the moment. It says Bitcoin and Ethereum are still range bound. It says Cardano keeps diving. Cardano went down by like 3% over the course of the evening while everybody was sleeping and is currently, I believe, in the green, so I'm not really sure why the dramatics had to be put into the title. Yeah, so as it stands right now, Bitcoin and Ethereum, for whatever reason, I read another article that was discussing the actual job market news has been or is being released by many different countries. We can see that there aren't as many jobs, or people still don't have jobs. Inflation continues to rise. This is not just within the United States. This is also in the United Kingdom. This is also in the European Union. This is also in many other countries around the world, and they're simply not doing too well right now. The amount of Bitcoin that's actually on cryptocurrency exchanges continues to decrease. The actual usage of the network, you know, all those boring things. But for some reason, Bitcoin and Ethereum refuse to move out of the current situation where they currently are. I assume that a large part of it has to do with, at least on Ethereum side, basically everyone waiting for the upgrade. And if that upgrade doesn't come soon, I think the rest of the market is going to be in a bit of a weird situation where things simply aren't moving, because for whatever reason, Bitcoin refuses to move back above 44,000, the numbers that we've been hearing for the last 4 to 5 weeks. I don't think 50,000 is in the cards anytime soon, unless, I mean, literally, I think the only thing that can actually save us is Mr. Muskie. I really don't think, I think if he sent out a tweet that said, I'm going to get Bitcoin bed sheets, we'd probably at least be over $48,000 within like a 3 to 4 hour period afterwards. But a lot of people are still quite bullish when it comes to the movements in price. It says Bitcoin flashes an ultra bullish signal following the first sell-off wave in the current cycle. Every now and again, maybe every 2 or 3 days, there still are some optimistic people posting that allegedly we're going to get ready to move. Things are getting ready. You might remember at the beginning of this year, like the very, very beginning of this year, when we were going over the news, there were a lot of articles saying, hey, Bitcoin's getting ready to move. Bitcoin's about to move higher. But from what I can take, or rather what I've taken from what I've been reading, especially this morning, I think by the end of this week, we will be in that Bitcoin death cross, potential bear market, why isn't Bitcoin moving territory that may then again last for another couple of months. So, you know, fun times ahead. That was literally all the price news. Besides that, there was like random stuff floating around. This one says Cardano price on bullish track, ADA to hit $1.64 to $1.81 in the coming days? Question mark. And that's because they simply don't know. It's very easy to say, hey, yeah, it's definitely going to hit between here and here in the next couple of days, because no one actually knows, and not sure if anyone actually cares about this one. It says Litecoin price analysis, risk of more downsides below $130. Litecoin doesn't really have any momentum itself as one of the very few, actual legacy coins that's still within the, is it within the top 20? I'm not, 30, top 30? I want to say top 20. I assume Litecoin's movements are slightly based on the movements of every other coin around it, or maybe just number 1 and number 2. But yeah, that's all the price news. And once again, I think it's really because if we have any day that's like super in the green, it's unquestionable that Bitcoin is up by 4, 5, 6, 7%. A lot of the news tends to be like, well, here's where we're going next. But I think a lot of people who write these price things, they also don't know where things are going, because if they did, they'd be billionaires and they wouldn't be writing articles. Anyway, that's all the price news. And without further ado, let's move on. In the most popular news story of the day, Google has hired a former PayPal executive to help bolster Google Pay, with plans to expand into the cryptocurrency space. Arnold Goldberg has been given the task of running Google's payment division as part of a company-wide push into financial services, including crypto. Google's president of commerce, Bill Reddy, his name is Reddy, told Bloomberg that crypto is something we pay a lot of attention to. As user demand and merchant demand evolves, we'll evolve with it. Google Pay is an online payment system. Wow. I would have never known that. That's incredible. As part of the overhaul, Google will focus more on being a comprehensive digital wallet that includes digital tickets, airline passes, and last one I'm pretty sure I cannot say. Following the news, the price of Bitcoin spiked to 42,478. And is currently around 41,900 at the time of me making this video. And it says Google has been dipping its toes into the crypto space for quite some time. It was abundantly clear for those of you who were not here years ago. It was very clear that Google, Facebook, Amazon, what was the other one? Walmart. We're all going to get into the cryptocurrency space. This is why the news that we had a couple of days ago about all the Bitcoin ATMs at Walmart, and also them getting into the NFT space and potentially making their own metaverse, you kind of understand. For some reason that I am not yet clear of, everyone thought this was the most exciting news story of the last decade. It was all over the place. People talking about can't wait for Google to do it. It's because there's money to be made. I'm not sure how many people really need to continuously understand that these companies are not doing it for you. They're doing it for them. These are multi-billion, if not soon to be trillion-dollar companies, very soon to be trillion-dollar companies, who are trying to find more ways to make money, to make extra revenue. And if they see that the cryptocurrency space in Bitcoin has been around for 13 years and still has not faltered, meaning we are not at a $0 Bitcoin, there's still hundreds of millions of people in this space who are interested in this type of currency and or using it, especially in the future times, which I also believe that people will not really explicitly be using Bitcoin and or Ether until they get to like 6 figures plus, so that people are only using fragments of their Bitcoin and not the entirety of it. Then of course they're going to be jumping into it as well. I assume over the next couple of weeks, months, I give it by the end of this year, we will hear of a Google metaverse or a Google something, I don't know, but they're definitely going to be creating it. So yeah, as it stands right now, Google has hired someone who apparently is an expert in the cryptocurrency space, and they want to start having Bitcoin payments flow through their systems. I mean, there's no other reason for that, right? I mean, they wouldn't just rather have you use Bitcoin system to send money as opposed to sending it through theirs. Maybe there's money to be made. Anyway, that's everyone's super excited. This was the most popular news story of the day for some unlogical reason news. And yeah, let's move on. Next up hundreds of small U.S. banks are set to offer Bitcoin trading services during the first half of this year as digital assets continue to become popular among clients. According to a report from the website American Banker, when I first read through this, I thought it was from an American banker, or that simply, maybe someone's name was American Banker. No, it's an actual website. An estimated 300 community banks will start providing Bitcoin trading on their mobile apps starting in the first or second quarter of this year, with the help of crypto fintech company New York Dig. One bank involved in the program is Georgia-based Bank South. I would have preferred South Bank. With over $1.3 billion in assets, Bank South CEO Harold Reynolds said, "We have seen significant activity in cryptocurrency transactions from our customer accounts, and a few investments have been rather large." So that is obviously getting our attention. That means people have been using their bank to send money to Coinbase, and they're like, whoa, 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 whoa. Why should that money be leaving our bank to go to Coinbase when they can simply stay right here? The first bank to offer Bitcoin trading will be Oklahoma-based Vast Bank. Okay. Has already seen success, according to the CEO. Vast Bank teamed up with Coinbase, of course, and began supporting digital assets last October. The bank currently offers 12 crypto assets. Well, this is it. I mean, you remember how for years we were talking about eventually banks would be forced, not into submission, but at some point you have to start offering these services yourself. You have to offer the actual custody of these things and say, once again, why use Gemini? We already have the cryptocurrencies that you're looking for. So this now gives people cryptocurrency bank accounts alongside their normal bank accounts, and this is how things continue. So what ends up happening is, as the mega large, super gigantimous banks appear to be, those were heavy air quotes, afraid of getting into the cryptocurrency space, even though we know that they're there, as these 300 plus banks in the United States, in Canada, in Mexico, any other place to start offering cryptocurrency services, end up making hundreds of millions, if not billions of dollars per year from these services, then the larger banks will at some point go, well, we see the demand for it, so now we're going to start offering it. And before you know it, literally before you even think any further, every single bank on the planet will be offering or have support for Bitcoin. Just like that. Kind of crazy, right? Here's the actual website, American Banker, right here. It says small banks set to go live with Bitcoin trading. It's really weird to be in the midst of all of this happening and still people don't understand. Like, think of, once again, just throwing this out there, many moons ago, if someone told you that there were going to be hundreds of banks in the United States, whether they be small or large, who are going to be accepting Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price would have moved by 15% just off of the news from one website. If we heard that JP Morgan Chase, Fidelity, the New York Stock Exchange, Google was getting into Bitcoin, Bitcoin's price would have risen by about 35%. This is what makes it really weird that the price of Bitcoin isn't actually moving. Anyway, that's the allegedly 300 banks within the next 5.5 months are going to be accepting and or have Bitcoin trading services on their apps and or their website/platform. And without further ado, let's move on. Next up, the leading bank service operator in Morocco, it is Attijari Wafa Bank, has reportedly joined RippleNet. The latter is an international cross-border payment network designed by the company Ripple. A local report revealed that Attijari Wafa has become a member of the RippleNet ecosystem by joining the crypto world. The Moroccan financial institution has strengthened its position as an innovative banking leader in the North African region. As a result, members of the Attijari Wafa Bank, I'm pretty sure I'm saying that correctly, will be able to exchange transactions. What? Exchange transactions with each other from numerous destinations around the world. Do you mean transfer money on the internet? Numerous destinations around the world? What does that even mean? The Moroccan diaspora consists of nearly 5 million people, and over 1 million reside in France. So the news is apparently RippleNet has a new partner. It is the biggest bank in Morocco. Here's the actual news website. Press release. for it right here. As far as I understand from the last couple of years and the information we've been getting, anything touching RippleNet, I believe, uses XRP in the background. I'm not really sure. There was a time 3 years ago, anytime that there was any Ripple news, I mean any, that became the most popular news story of the day. Even if at some point during writing the article, someone had, made a typo and the word looked like XRP would go up by about a good 20% as well. So interesting that they continue their banking partners. I guess maybe there's not as much Ripple news because of the lawsuits currently going on, but I still also wonder what. So the lawsuit is affecting them within the United States. Why there isn't more of a push to simply expand in other parts of the world? I guess I'm not part of the board meeting, so I can't really give you an answer for that. Anyway, Morocco's largest bank, Ati Jariwafa, has apparently joined RippleNet. So that's the Ripple news for today. And without further ado, let's move on. Yes, so all that other stuff was the news of the day. There was not a lot of news. It was very weird. And all the other news I have here just to show you exactly what's still going on, but very sparse news day, if you will. It says, for those of you not looking at the screen, the SEC has issued $2.4 billion in crypto-related penalties since 2013. According to a new report, the SEC has launched a total of 97 actions against crypto players since 2013, 20 of which happened last year alone. The SEC has become a bit of a, I believe, so I've read, the point of the SEC is to protect American consumers or consumers within the American market, whether that be with deciding if something is a security, a commodity, an equity, or if it falls under their jurisdiction. For a very long time, and there's actually a chart here. I think I made it larger. Yeah, I did. You can see exactly what these allegations were, or exactly who was forced to pay, or when they had to pay, or what the reasoning for their actual payment. I do wonder, and I mean this in the most not joking way, where does all that money go? A lot of times we've heard before in the past, if someone created a cryptocurrency or a crypto website that was later considered a security, because the idea being this item was offered to American consumers. American consumers should not have been offered this. American people within the United States lost money because of said investment or putting their money into this thing. The SEC goes, you are now fined. We're going to charge you $150 million for what you have done. Does that money go to the people who were harmed by said activity? Does the money simply go with the SEC? I'm asking honestly because I've tried to find information about it before, but I can't find the exact wording that I need to see where this actually goes. But yeah, I think the SEC will continue its march forward, desperately trying to get control of a market that it does not have control over. Keeping in mind, a lot of times, nearly 95% of the times, the SEC is usually throwing out claims of fraudulence against companies who have no business being in the cryptocurrency space in the first place. So yeah, that was also one of the other popular newses. I assume it has to do with the fact that it's the word the SEC. People don't like the SEC. And to find out that they've made $2.4 billion in crypto penalties. Like a lot of times it's also really weird things as well. Like, starting a lawsuit on the last day in office, or being like, hey, you've been in use or production for the last 3 to 4 years. Now we're going to fine you because now is the time when someone sat in a room to fill out the paperwork. Kind of weird. That's the SEC part of the news. Here's a chart once again for those of you who wanted to have a good look at the things they've been doing. On top of that, it says European markets regulator has urged the European Union to ban proof of work Bitcoin mining. If you pay attention to any type of mining news, I don't expect you to at all. It's not the most exciting thing in the world. An enormous amount of companies have left China and many other places looking for either cheap electricity or basically any type of land that will allow them to be like, hey, yeah, sure, fine, go for it. Go mine your Bitcoin. But a lot of provinces have complained that it's draining too much of their local energy from their energy grid. A lot of people, I had assumed, would be using some type of renewable energy and or solar panels of their own to be able to make sure that they have enough electricity to be able to do this process. But I guess it's very energy intensive and is not, working out how I thought. So yeah, sure, go for it. I think nearly every major coin is going to be proof of stake at some point. Ethereum is going there. Cardano's already there. I'm pretty sure Solana is also, I don't know, proof of work. You have Litecoin and some of the other older legacy coins, but no one really is mining those coins that much anyway. But then you have Bitcoin, and I'm certain that any place that says no to Bitcoin mining, people will simply, once again, planes and trains exist, pack up their equipment and simply move somewhere else. So, sure, if you want to do it, go for it. I understand the energy intensity and how actually bad it is for, things around it with, because, if you were able to simply use a laptop to mine Bitcoin, this would not be a discussion. But if you've never seen a Bitcoin mining facility, they look a little crazy. It's like usually, those gigantic like tractor trailer ends, like the big metal part. Sometimes they have like 100 of them and they're filled to the brim with thousands and thousands of machines is making loud noises and working all the time. So I assume at some point the EU will probably ban or soft ban proof of work, maybe only having it literally in certain areas that can actually take the energy intensity of it. But sure, go for it. This was also kind of popular news. I assume a lot of people don't agree, but once again, can you go up against the EU and tell them to change their mind? Probably not. Anyway, and then on top of that, Bitcoin won't be used for payments anytime soon. This was said by the CEO of Paxos, Paxos being the stablecoin. So I assume the CEO of Paxos, who made his own stablecoin, said that Bitcoin won't be used as a payment method anytime soon because he has his own payment method and therefore wants that to be used more than Bitcoin. That part is, of course, speculation. Maybe he's just, overflowing with logic. No one's going to be using Bitcoin anytime soon in mass. Once again, I know that there are YouTubers and podcasters and vloggers who use Bitcoin on a daily basis for their normal transactions and to buy diapers and Crocs and all the other things like that. But no, it's not going to be used in mass until the Lightning Network is really ready. It's like everything, like you have the option of going to a store. Hey, I want to pay in Bitcoin. Cool. Are you using the core chain or are you using Lightning? When that happens, cool. And then the other part is nobody wants to be the pizza guy. Nobody wants to give up their Bitcoin at $40,000 with the potential of Bitcoin maybe one day going to $200,000. You would hate yourself. You would feel really bad for a number of years. Have you ever seen interviews with the pizza guy? Over the last 2-3 something or odd years. I hope he's doing well, but he looks sad. I would be as well. 10,000 Bitcoin for 2 pizzas. You'd be down in the dumps. So anyway, yeah, Bitcoin will not be used for payments anytime soon, the same exact way that Ethereum or Litecoin will not be used. I think Litecoin would eventually be used for payments if Litecoin hit around a good $180,000 and was really relatively stable. And I mean stable. Ethereum's probably not going to be used for payments for a very long time because people are expecting still. Do you remember the price predictions that we had last year from institutions and analysts and banks? It was eventually hitting 10,000, which seems completely believable at this point. But it was also the $25,000 Ethereum, the $125,000 Ethereum. If Bitcoin in the future, at some point, if fiat currencies collapse, if Bitcoin goes to a $10 million Bitcoin, we can probably safely assume Ethereum is around $250,000 per coin. So, yeah, I agree with him. It's just this probably shouldn't have been actual news because it's like going out. It's like going to the beach and being like, sand is grainy and water wets my toes when I touch it. Anyway, that's the news. I told you, very weird news day. I was actually quite surprised as well when I was looking around. I was like, there's no actual news except for like a lot of really random weird stuff about the SEC and Paxos. All right, let's move on. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Bolero Bastos, Crayola Michelle, URL on Crypto with Lionel, Tigara Macho Nisa, Bake Me a Cake, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Bodie McBoatface, Yes to Crypto, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day, Minting Coins, Jeremy Fox, Jim Gardner, Nick Mangialavori, Paxis, Vlad the Impaler, Richie Rich III, Setsuna, Damien, Crypto Artist, Coldy 3D, Bankroll Network, 242 to the World, Wise Night Owl, Jared Schneider, Master Ventures in Thailand, Moher Maroni, Adam Graysick, Todd Mullis, A Bibliophobia, The Anima Reader, John Sarsa, Nostromo, Martin Steuer, Moonman High, XRP, Utopia 569, Yasha Harari, Attila the Han, David James, Navarro Williams, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Tolik Banan, Snacky Chan, Conan, Don't Skip Leg Day, Pater Noster, Need a Miracle, Space Case, Troy Allgood, Bare Bones Mining, Quoted Biddy, Lauren De Silva, Miguel Grolet, VB Nerd 21, Jojo Shaw Show, Mobarazi, and Carlos was like, Speedy 655, AJ Cut 5, Crypto Black Sheep, Captain Something in the Z-Way Lay, Not Brain, M, Wish Nikki. Ooh, what just happened? I like touched the screen and it went sideways. Okay. New. Red Plum Tomato. The Dealer's Den. Tony Ambroski. Arachno Dave. Bitcoin Ben. Roman Gaba. Mortified. FUDWISER. Stake It With Valor. Empire Queen. Hakeem Wilkins. Chris. And let's move on. Blockchain Simplified. Jamie Saad. How's Life Austin. And Professor Wally from Gunbot University. Thank you all very, very much for your continued support over the last couple of years. I do appreciate it more than you could actually begin to try to imagine. Thank you very, very much. Thank you to all the new Patreon members. Hello to you out there. Thank you to everyone who is a member of the channel who clicked the little join button below. Thank you to everyone who has left a like, has left a comment, has left comments, or has subscribed or is still here watching me talking about this ridiculous market. At the momento, Bitcoin is currently at 41,869 US dollars. It is up by 0.86%. Here's the movement up, and here's a little rockiness over the last 20 or so hours. Many coins follow the exact same path. It is abundantly clear the altcoins are ready to move, as you can see by the actual difference in this chart right here with Binance Coin. Binance Coin was ready to move up, but of course Bitcoin looks like it's moving down, and therefore that is the reasoning for the drop. Solana is up by 1.5%. Cardano is down by 3.84. It was up by, 14% over the last couple of days off of the news of the decentralized exchange swap and the, was it Metaverse? Yes, some type of metaverse that they have that just recently launched. XRP is up by 1.5%. Luna is up by 2. Avalanche is up by 2.8. Cosmos is up by 7.85%. Tau Points. Chainlink is up by 2% as well. Litecoin is up by 1.7. Algorand is up by 3. OKB is up by 3. FTX token is up by 8.79 percentile points. The, what do you call this? Metaverse tokens are in a bit of a lull period, if you will. I still think these are going to do, personally, not investment advice, I personally do believe these are going to do quite well in the future if metaverses do indeed take off. Tron is up by 3%. Oh, okay, look at Tron actually moving up and doing something. Hedera bar, Hashgraph, Bargraph is up by 6.47 percentile points. Clay is up by 5%. Eron, Elron, eGold is up by 3.5%. Tezos is up by 1.7%. And Helium, logically, is up by 1.96% as well. I do hope that you've all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a wonderful day, a wonderful morning, a wonderful afternoon, a wonderful evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope it's absolutely amazing. Thank you all once again for watching. And I'm ridiculous. Thank you once again for watching and or listening. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.